Hey everyone, welcome back to Tales of Arise. So yeah, last time we left off, we tried to do the side quest again, got our ass kicked, but we advanced the plot a little bit, and we're in the middle of a volcano now, and we beat that Ifrit looking guy. But yeah, I'm not sure how much more of this volcano is left, but I don't think it'll be much more, right? It's probably like literally the end we're at right now for it. But yeah, we're trying to look for a starship, that's right. So yeah, we're looking for a starship so we can go onto the Leneges and invade and everything. We're gonna take the fight to all the Renans up there this time, instead of just waiting for them to come to us. But yeah, you guys didn't know, I did finish my Devil Survivor Overclock playthrough the other night. So in the times that I would usually be playing that, so next stream's gonna be Stanley Parable. But yeah, other than that, I don't want to waste too much time. Let's go ahead and just jump into the game and advance the plot, I guess. This environment looks so good though, look at it. That's crazy how good this looks. What's up, Sage? Yeah, hi as always. Wait, that's crazy how good this place looks, right? Alright, plot, what you got for me? Still a giant cloud
Hey,
thing in the sky.
is that it over there? I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
Starship. But also, this random guy. This random guy out of nowhere is always here, man. How did you get past the giant lava living thing and just decide to stay over here? What's up, Gregory? Yeah, we're advancing plot today. But yeah, I'm always surprised. Like, how do you make it all the way out here, my dude? Like, seriously. Let's get 4. Ooh, and grape gels. I think we're fine with grapes. I'm probably not going to use those too often. Buy 2 orange shells, though. 3 light bottles. You know, I never buy these equipment inside the stores because I always feel like I'm just going to find something better on the field. And I usually do. Okay. But that's fine. Can we forge weapons? Up. Make the water. I can make this now. Oh, I can. I can make it. I'm not gonna equip it because this is important time. Just craft it. Should I go to Supreme Ignis Roar? Yeah, because Shion does fire too. I'll need to make a refined Ignis Roar though. I can make this. It's super easy. Just craft it. And now I can make this. Craft and equip. Yeah, Dark Wings is just a random text. Enhanced Art is wind. That's okay. That's just farming one. Enhanced heart will be water. I guess I'll do taming the water. Yeah, let's do taming the water. Don't equip. And then equip. Yes, craft and equip. Hanuman staff. The monkey lord. I love Journey to the West references and things like that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna make this. And I have definitely enough materials for it too. Oh, that's cute. The farm fence. I don't have the equipment for it though. Red shield. No. I'm just gonna keep it like that. Tyrant's Fist, easy enough to make. Craft and equip. And they look cool too, but I'm gonna keep the black iron gauntlets on for his weapon skin. Ooh, Atonement Edge? Oh, that looks sick. But I'd probably just do the Supreme Flare Claw. Yeah. Because I'm never really using Alphen outside. Yeah, 128, this 134, but fire. Yeah, let's just do Supreme Flare Claw, which means I have to unequip Alphen's thing.
You can never be too...
I wish they would let you unequip
did we have to spend
and then
so
like
much?
do it, but like it's fine. Like I wish there was a menu option here just to unequip and attach it. Craft and equip. Always skip horse meat. I don't think I've found a thing to use horse meat for at all yet. Or maybe I've just been ignoring it because I don't want to think about it. Okay. Yeah, but what I mean is like, because I have the normal one, the one I want to upgrade equipped already, I have to take it off, right? Is there a place to take it off in the menu? No, that's what I mean is like before I make the upgraded version. Yeah, that's why that's a little tedious. But it's okay. It's not that big a deal. It's just a little tedious.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Let me see what my things are. Spirit Bangle, rare drop right up, yeah. Let's make a better magic emblem. We can make a better one than that. Yeah. Dohelium has a much better one. Okay. So yeah. Dohelium and Kisara are pretty okay for now. The ones I really had to change is like, yeah, Rinwell's equipment. I haven't really done too many accessories, but let's go ahead and try something. Yeah. Dark damage up. Increases aggro though. That's not too great. I don't think that's... What is Smackdown? Ooh, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna make this. This one's good. This one's good for Rinwell. Yeah, I think I might make that one for Dohalims and had darkness. Transfer skills seems super good for that, yeah. No curse. Oh, okay. Oh, these it. No, I might go ahead and just use some of these, like... level 1 things. I have a lot of these level 1 ones. I'm gonna keep Revival Ring, though. Should I keep an extra Stamina Ring? No, that's something I can move over to something else, yeah. And now... X. I have a bunch of these inhibitor crystals, though. And these pebbles.
Maybe it's...
Yes. I mean, this is already pretty good. This is a good one. Oh, what's up, Brandon? Been a while. What's going on? Yeah, we're just playing Tales of Arise. We're about to get into plot. I'm just doing some last-minute equipment stuff. But we're pretty much good on that now. Okay. So let's get into plot.
Time I try on something new. Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Translation. Do your side quest before you go on this starship to a different planet.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
The Ren and I thing is always so cool. But yeah, I've been good, Brandon. Sorry, I didn't talk during the cutscene. But yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Everyone's sleeping. You guys don't have a tent or anything? Is this literally how you guys all have been sleeping this whole time?
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own?
She's right there. Save. Yeah, at least lay down, right? I feel like you'd literally fall off first.
She's not over there. Where did she run off to? Shion.
Shion, are you gonna try to do things by yourself? Why are you looking at this spaceship?
Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? Oh. You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Oh!
Stay out of my way.
What the hell? What the hell, Shion?
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
You're not gonna do it. You wouldn't do that. We've had so much character development.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
You're just being tough, girl. Just being too tough.
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Oh.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death.
Oh no.
I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan.
Aww, her voice is cracking.
But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
but that's too much. It's way too much. When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Elvin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys.
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's
Just gonna let
certainly
it go. We're
possible,
just gonna let the song go.
though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
I really hope the voice acting covers enough of the song.
You're all so stubborn.
Yeah, I'm trying to make some noise.
Thank you.
I'm hoping the voice acting does noise over it and everything. But I also don't want to talk over their voice acting.
For right now. In a little while longer. I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you.
I'm pretty sure this is the second opening song.
So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Don't kill me, Bandai. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. But yeah. Oh wow. Damn it. That's sad. Your favorite scene? It's a very good scene. The music was going hard during that scene too. It was really good. But yeah. Damn it. Oh, my heart. My heart. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just like Shion is like she obviously it's implied that she's almost died a couple times but her thorn stopped her, and I can only assume that she's tried suicide a couple times. It's been implied, yeah. I think it's okay. I mean, there was voice acting over it too, so I think the music should be okay. As long as it doesn't give me a strike. Like, if it's just a claim, it's okay, but if it's a strike, then yeah, that's gonna be an issue. But yeah, wow. But yeah, like I was saying, it's like, from the way she was saying it, because she's tried to experience death a couple times already, like I said, it makes me assume that she's tried suicide a couple times and it just didn't work out. And I'm just like, wow, that's pretty heavy. And then but yeah, joke real quick is like, wow, if you can't die, that means I don't have to waste life bottles anymore, right? That's okay, right? I don't have to keep using life bottles on Shion. The thorns will just bring her back, right? Nah, but for real, it was a really good scene. I liked it a lot. But yeah, now we know why Shion was being so distant recently. It's because she can't handle being happy with people and alive when she knows she's gonna die soon. Yeah. I wish too, right? Save me some life bottles. Just auto-revive with the thorns. But yeah, let's not stand too much to... Yeah, thank you for clarifying. Thank you. About the life bottles, not the other parts, the heavier parts. It's about the life bottles. But yeah, let's go ahead and just talk to everyone else now.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Xion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
I wonder what awaits us on the other side once all the pieces have been assembled.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Xion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Xion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you
I'm not
know?
gonna say anything about this angle.
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Xion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Xion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Let's take back what's been stolen from us. Yeah, going back to how you say, yeah, they sleep in full armor. I don't think I call this full armor, right? This is not full armor. Alphin's in full armor. Kizaru's in half armor. I'm sorry, I just had to put it out there with that angle they just put out. I'm just like, come on, really?
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Xion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you
That's
think about
nice.
it, we were all alone in our own way. but over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
It'd be nice if everyone came together to support each other.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
Stay focused, Alphen. We've got stuff to do. It's not gonna do any good if we let ourselves get overwhelmed by what's going on. I knew this cliffside was gonna be an important talking... Bro! Have you been there this whole time? Shopkeep! Have you been here this whole time? Yeah, I was just looking out. You guys seemed like you were having a moment. I didn't want to interrupt or shit, but you're like, yeah. Yeah. That lady started touching the starship and everything. I was like, aren't her friends asleep? I guess she's just checking it out or something. But it got pretty heavy out there for a second, so I just stayed back here. He's been here this whole time. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Alright, I'm sorry. Back to you, Shion. Back to you.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot.
Was it in Dohalim's castle?
I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Oh, my heart.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
That's so sweet. Okay, everyone's back.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
We do not, because we have side quests to do, Alvin. I'm sorry. And we also have to rest again, because I don't have any food buffs right now. But yeah, that was a sweet scene. This is a very sweet part of the game.
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What?
Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Oh, we're roasting
Alphen, we
Shion
haven't
now.
heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest, when I first saw Shion in that dress, I
Quit it!
was absolutely captivated.
All right, I think that's enough fun for one day.
Oh, he said it. He went ahead and said it. That's cute. Alright. So we're gonna be doing side quests now. Yeah, some are available to be meant to done earlier. Okay, just quick question, because I know the slime probably isn't too viable at the moment at my level. Is there any viable side quests, though? Is there a viable side quest right now? There is like, should I just go for defense and see how that happens, or what? Okay, so I might just have to keep going plot then. As long as it's not completely locked off, then I'll be fine. But like, it makes me think it's because like, It's literally going to a different planet. I'm like, how am I supposed to get back and get these side quests done? But yeah, let's see what's a good thing to do then. Oh, okay. As long as we're able to somehow teleport from a different planet back here. My immersion, though, it'll be fine. It's fine. But my immersion. What's a food I haven't eaten yet? Here's this is something I'm actually gonna ask. Is any of these will come with a skit? Because I want to see another food skit. I think we did the roasted chicken. I don't think I've made kebabs yet. Beef stew, we have. Leaf wrapped fish, no. You did the rapig, yes. This one, grilled mushroom. Steamed potato. Is there a horse meat one? I don't think I have a recipe for horse meat. Beef. I have so much horse meat and I don't know what to do with it. No, I don't have a recipe for horse meat. It just makes me sad saying each time. But yeah, do I have a pancake recipe? No, I don't think I have a pancake one either. Seems like there's still a lot more recipes to get then. For now, let's try gnocchi, just because this is elemental defense up. And have Shion make it. Yes. I gotta wait until I get more recipes. Makes sense, that's fine.
Thanks for waiting, everyone. Come on over and grab some food.
Oh, I didn't get this though.
That's your 12th serving.
Damn, that's gotta be a record.
Even seeing it for myself, I can hardly believe it. Where is her body storing it all?
Oh, have you guys already had enough? Did you not like what I fixed?
No, it's just...
We're just amazed at how much you can wolf down.
Doesn't it hurt even a little? Aren't you feeling heartburn or something?
Oh, this is nothing. You know what they say? You always have more room for dinner.
That's not what they say,
I'm pretty
Shion.
sure that's what they say about dessert, actually.
Yes.
Plus, this is gnocchi we're talking about. That stuff just sits in your stomach.
I swear I'll never understand you Renans.
Is this a skit meant to be before the whole character growth of Rinwell?
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Thinking some more about how to realize your ideals?
No. Actually, I've been trying not to obsess about it as much as before. I find when I think too much about my ideals, I get hung up on the reality of things and lose sight of what's really important. I know what it's like to go hungry, to lose your family. That should be reason enough to fight for a better society, so nobody else has to. Sorry about that.
Even thinking about things will make you hungry after a while. You wait here. I'll go whip something up for you.
Don't. We're gonna kill Kisara with our cooking, guys.
Thanks for the food.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Just impressed at how good of a cook you've become.
Oh, we've gotten better. Okay.
Well, we've been on this journey for a while now. So I've had more than a few opportunities to hone my skills.
Yeah, and now I have a good meal in me. There's a simple kind of happiness that comes with that, you know? One that's more powerful and convincing than complicated logic can be.
That reminds me of something Law said, about how talking too much doesn't put food in people's stomachs.
That sounds like Law. But it's true nonetheless. When you get down to it, all you really need is enough food to keep you full and to be surrounded by people you love. Everything else comes second.
Speaking of people you love, I haven't heard you talk about Miguel much lately.
Wow, okay. Way to make me feel like the worst sister ever.
Damn, Alpin.
You're right. I haven't. If I'm honest, I think it's because I finally found other people I love just as much. Whatever kind of society we end up having after this, it needs to be a place where I know you all can be happy. That's my starting point for now. Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Okay. So let me make sure one more time real quick. That's the snow plains thing. We really can't do that yet. Can I do the farewell mage thing? Is the farewell... I haven't checked that one out yet, but is that doable? The one that's on Mount Dana, is that one doable? I can progress by the bosses later, so it's gonna take a while. Yeah, that boss will destroy me? Okay. I guess we're just going with plot. Let's go to space, guys. We're going to space. Who's ready for space? Take off? Yes. Large satellite situation. Oh wait, no, this is more Star Trek now.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
That's nice. That's a cool name.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Well, we did a quick cleanup of the ship and everything. It's time to fly. Grinwell's white outfit does look really good, yeah. I like it a lot. We're in space, guys!
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how
Right,
small you
Sage?
are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
I mean, you don't know how a
How
car
much longer
works to
until we
drive a
reach
car,
Lenegis?
right?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot?
Oh, there it goes.
I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
There, never mind.
In that
Never mind
case,
my point.
she's all yours.
Never mind my point, Sage. He just has it on autopilot. You're like, oh, we were so impressed with you, Dohalim. No, it's on autopilot.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
It is, as you say, the past is what it is and there's no changing it. That goes for me just as much as it does for you.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched, helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
That's not good either, Alfred.
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point.
Oh, okay, there's your point.
Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it, the true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
We'll seize our future by our own hands. That's nice. Nice talk. This ship looks a lot bigger from the inside. It was very small from the outside.
Hey, Alpin, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
I mean, but it was 300 years old.
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alpin, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphin. It's just wrong, okay?
Are you still worried? No! Why would you think that? I mean, this is a 300-year-old one, so like maybe there should be some cause of distress and worry. Oh. Nothing in here. Is this just for aesthetics or is there a secret? No, nothing here either. It's just for aesthetics. Oh, I probably slept in one of these things.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphin? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphin, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia?
Boomer Alphin,
About
yeah.
the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphin. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
It's been a long and winding road getting here, but in the end, I'm glad we all met. Alright. And I guess this is the pad you go to get... Yeah, this is the thing that dropped down so that you can go in the ship. Okay. But this is much bigger from the inside.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Oh.
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That Red Woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
Oh, thank you, ship.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
It is literally the moon base from Sonic Adventure 2. Look at that thing. It is literally the moon base. Well, it wasn't a moon, but like, you know, the thing that looks like a moon.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
Okay, we're all back
Beyond
together.
that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less.
Oh, I can just go back to
Who knows what we'll
the
find
other
on
planet.
side.
Just easy. Look at that. Look. Man, these environments look so good. It's crazy. More skits, guys.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renins actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Alright, so let's save real quick. Yeah. Let's give you the new staff we just got. Where is it? The weapon skin. There we go. Is it gonna look like something like in Gundam with the space colonies and everything? That'd be really cool. I'd like to see that. Oh, everything's exploded and broken right now, though. Oh, I don't think they were expecting the place to change and shift around. I didn't think about that since they all moved. I'd assume it was like, yeah, but I guess it just changed without them knowing. Lenegis.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Oh,
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
oh,
So
I've
you
won by
haven't heard
default.
what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
Oh,
No.
that's the girl that said
I
she
see.
hated him more.
Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
Doe. Dohalim backstory, yeah.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
I guess they could see. You know what? It's like, yeah, let's do the talking with Shion or Dohalim. No, we're gonna stay as Fridwell. A city torn asunder.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
We're literally going to chat with citizens to figure stuff out.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry, that probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Is Lenegis done for? The residential quarter's falling apart. Oh, she's healing these kids. With everything all topsy-turvy in the residential quarter, there are a lot of injuries. Stuff keeps dropping on people and they're also falling down. And still got the sound effect go through.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
A couple things,
You really
so.
have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Crown
Your eyes
contest
do not
winner
deceive
here.
you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
The Sovereign knows best. His will works in mysterious ways. But yet, we're the winner, okay? Dohalim already won, by default. Where am I? I just went out for a walk, but now I don't know where I am. I don't know, everything's falling apart and looks completely different. I can't get a hold of Mother and Father either. You have nothing to fear, kids. I'm sure there's a reason for everything that's going on. But even the Zeugles are out running loose. That seems dangerous. Zeugles are nothing more than our servants. They may have gotten out, but I assure you, I'll have them back under control before long. If you kids consider yourselves to be proud Renans, then be brave. We'll have the situation fixed before you know it. What's this? Healing, sure. In all my years, never have seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much for taking the time to help out an old woman like me. Fancy parfait recipe! Just when we were thinking about getting new recipes, right guys?
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
I knew it. There's a treasure chest. Strawberries. It probably has a skit, yeah. Can anyone hear me? Please, someone answer me. What's going on? Why can't I reach anyone?
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Because we all wear white here.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Oh, that was rude. Just asking a question, my dude.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
Man, we're so popular.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is
Okay, we're
this
asking
person
this.
ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
Wait,
No.
what?
I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up. What are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade
This
and
is
communication?
interesting.
There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away?
This
What
is
if
big
something were to
thinking
happen to
time.
the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros.
We're
Is
doing
a new
big things right
ceremony
now.
underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
Wow, that was a long cutscene. Let me guess citizens here.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
The art of conversation.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
Oh, we're just making
If
fun
you've a
of
bone
Dolan.
to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
How we're just roasting Dolan.
Hey! What's got into Alphen and Law all of a sudden? I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
Oh my god, fancy Alphen and
I
fancy
hope you're
Law.
willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Nice fun skit. But yeah. Cutscene 02! I've literally... This entire...
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do.
Literally, this entire stream. I haven't even had one fight. It's been cutscene after cutscene, my god.
I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renin homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renin society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other
Oh
lords.
yeah, we did do all that preparation too. But that was like, maybe 20 minutes of the stream?
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renins in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Oh, side quest. It's literally a side quest to find about the lords. Okay. Nothing here. Anything here? No. I guess we're talking. You want to know which lord I support? Why? Are you out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency, Wolsey Tidalus. You probably know him better as Lord Balsef. Oh, that's his real name? Wolsey Tidalus. Tickly. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. But those people don't realize that how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Tidalus doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve him will be the first to admit that. Yes! But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us any harm. Of that you can be sure. His effort in the crown contests aren't only for his family, but to prove to standing each and every member of his house.
Yes!
I owe so much to His Excellency. I could never dream of serving another lord.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I just noticed a weird sound. Is this guy down here just using water astro arts? Lord Dohalim, you have returned, and I see you brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes? Not only do I support House Il Paris, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to any who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. Wow. Found the Dohalim fangirl. Is this just you, Gregory? This looks like it's just you, Gregory. This is the entire Tales fandom, isn't it? But since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them aloud. Ahem. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is a divine poetry. He hails from the famed house Ilqueris, and his name, Lord Dohalim. Music is his passion, the arts his great love. The scores of forged, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic is his posture, why the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Once he became our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for our grand civilization. Until the glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Wow, Dohalim is actually into it. Well, what did you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Wait, haven't you mentioned me anything about his lordship's love for collecting things? I must take this time while the lines are down to a pendant. Only then will my masterpiece be complete.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Well, I never. To think anyone would try to tear me away from House Velcris.
What?
Huh? What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim or that dreadful Lord Almetria, do you? You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I have come from a family that has served House Valkyrius for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabel behind the scenes so that we might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they're utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny, he can be strict. He puts Rena's interests front and center, like no one else. While he advocates rather than stay confined to Lenegis, we should get it on with colorizing Dana and expanding our horizons. That way, we become masters of both worlds, and overturn our current minority status on Dana's surface. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is there greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, a model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. As their father, it fills me with endless pride.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabeld also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
Okay, I was gonna say, is there a teleport part? There isn't a teleport section yet. It's okay. So let's try to make it to a quick travel point.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Oh,
Indeed. The
oh, they're
effects of
fighting
Lenegis'
Azul down
transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
they're fighting Zugals down there. That's cool in the background.
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Kinaris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't came to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almetria? If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you to listen carefully regardless. Have you ever noticed how in the history of Lenegis, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Amudria quashed those doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. She is a woman that stops at nothing to get what she wants. She gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. She gave us a pretty good opening. Truly, Lord Almidria is a woman of talent. No one in all of Rena better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Soon, the age of glorious women sovereign reigning over Lenica shall be upon us at last.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
What is this guy doing? You saved my life! I would have been goner if you not arrived when you did, my lady. I understand, we're in a count contest, but I had no idea such capable astral artist was in our midst. Forgive me for not realizing it sooner. Come on, you hunted Val so deeply. All I did was strike that Zubo's weak point. I didn't even get to go down to Dana for the crown tossing, so I'm not sure how to feel about all this praise you're heaping onto me. Wow, this guy is really into it. Sheep meat, okay.
Ridiculous.
How loathsome. Oh, I was just reading about Boron. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Walgo Hildress myself. Were it not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Walgo is the true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident, like they say. As for how Walron runs Ganaparos, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danis, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this house Ignissary of his anyway? I've never heard of it until he came along, which means he must be among the lower dregs of society. That such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes sense, not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something
can't move.
suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renin doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Okay, that's a nice thing. That was a nice little side quest. Alright. Can't advance that way. I'm gonna just take a look in the area, see if there's treasure chests to get. There is. I want to make it to a quick point travel already, though, too. Sorry, authorized personnel only. The damage to Yon here is too severe. You'll have to go around. Okay, that's blocked off for that reason. Oh, cutscene again.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Wow.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A
Seems
new
like
Renis
stuff's
Alma
happening.
is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
We're just sitting here. It's there. Oh, more cutscene.
Doe?
Oh?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already.
Wow, she is angry.
Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out.
Wow, she is angry.
Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Wow. This lady's angry.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
I think from the cutscene, that guy tried to kill me a lot more. I mean, Dohalim a lot more than the other way around, right? Oh! Lady, why are you so creepy? Oh, wait, is she literally gonna be an important character? I can't believe this. She's got such an NPC character looking thing, though.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Oh.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Wow, that girl is mad. Alright then. I think we walked through the tunnel already. So, going this way. Nothing here. There's a treasure chest over here. Give me a trick travel point already, my god. This guy's freaking out over here. I feel guilty about fleeing while there were kids out there fighting. There's no need to worry about them. They come from higher ranking family than ours. That makes their astral art stronger than ours. It's simply fulfilling the duty to society as members of the ruling elite. I know, but it still doesn't sit right with me. Quick travel point? Come on, give me a quick travel point already. There's an inn over there, so let's just make it to the inn. And that should be a good place to end it today. There's been so many cutscenes. Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm getting
this place is
skit
beautiful.
fatigues.
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Okay, we're getting
Before
going.
I went down to
Cutscenes,
Dana,
okay.
my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
But why do they have to look so generic?
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance.
Oh man.
But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
Yeah.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Oh, this guy. Oh, that was his friend.
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
There is going to be some drama later, I can just tell. One of the friends found out. Oof. There's gonna be some big drama. But yeah.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll they'll likely offer their assistance.
Fast travel point, finally! Okay. It wasn't an inn, but it was a place with a fast travel point. That's good enough for me. Okay, let's switch this over now. But yeah. I wouldn't say there was a lot of progress. There was a lot of story progress, yes. But there was literally nothing but cutscenes for 2 hours, yeah. I was starting to get like cutscene fatigue. It's like, let me do the big fights. But yeah, I guess we got most of it out of the way. So, the pacing was weird for that in the game, I would say. Yeah, lots of story. We did lots of story. But yeah, next stream is probably gonna be more action-based. We'll probably have a lot more fighting in it. Got a lot of cutscenes out of the way for next time. Yeah. That's a good thing, though. Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot of story, though. We got to figure out what Shion's been going through, and now we're getting Dohalim backstory. The only issue I have is, like, who did the character designs for Dohalim's friends? Because they look so generic. They look like any other NPCs we've met already. Like, could you not have made them a little less generic looking? Then I would care a little more, I would say. I care about Dohalim. I don't really care about his friends too much. But that's just appearance-wise. Who knows? Maybe later on in his backstory we'll learn more about it. But yeah, a good stream. Next stream is gonna be Stanley Parable finally. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. Hope you guys can check that out too. And after that, it's gonna be Devil Survivor 2, because if you didn't know, we did recently just do the finale for Devil Survivor 1. Yeah. So like, that was a great game and series. So I'm excited to get in Devil Survivor 2, but I needed a break. I really did need a break in between those games. But yeah. Oh, it's always fun to come back to this game. But I'm excited to see where the story goes now. I have no idea. We're also getting tidbits into Renin society. Everyone's in a mindset that's like, huh, we have never seen the guy who's supposed to be in charge, have we? And we've never been to our planet. It makes you think, huh? Why did they invade Dana in the first place? I think in the opening cutscene they said Rena was not as bountiful in energy as Dana was. So, it's just thinking. Obviously, no one say anything in comments or anything later on. If you do, you'll be banned and I'll just block you, whoever sees this later. But like, yeah, it is a mystery. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But we'll have to save all those answers for next time. But yeah. Went a little over stream, but only just a little bit. But yeah. Good stream. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. See you guys next time. Hope you guys catch the Stanley Parable stream. And I'll see you later. Night.